Dear sirs, even though this video is prepared and addressed to IDFC First Bank, the contents including request for personal meeting are all meant for any bank, private or public sector. Please request you to listen till the end. Yours faithfully, N Venkataraman. Let me close this. I am N Venkataraman. My contact address is D3404 Umang Homes, IV Estate, Wagoli, Pune, Maharashtra, India. Pin code is 412207 and email is also given in here, and my phone number is 7388270901. This refers to your reply tweet of September 2020 from IDFC First Bank. Dear sir, we are here for you. Please elaborate your concern for us to assist you further. Team IDFC First Bank. Dear sirs, kind attention Sri V. Vaidyanathan, MD and CEO and others. I beg your pardon for not viewing and making clarifications to my earlier tweet and reply for almost 2 years. I am giving my clarification with calculations for a more reasonable fixed deposit figure of 5 years at 7% interest rate with necessary PDF file link, and try to give video links also in the spread of tweets. As of today, by end of July 2022, I am in Australia and returning to Pune by 7th October 2022, and will be extremely pleased to have a personal meeting either at Pune, Mumbai or Chennai with you or your team. Looking forward for an appointment. Inflapro. Inflapro is nothing but inflation protected return on investment, and in the current sample we consider an investment of fixed deposit at an applicable rate of interest of 7% per annum quarterly compounded for a period of 5 years. Here is the view of my home page of nvenkat.com and location of Inflapro fixed deposit link. Here is the home page of nvenkat.com, and in the second headline we have got Inflapro fixed deposit. One can click this, and this will take you to a input menu. Let us see live on the video. See, this is the home page nvenkat.com, and in the top 2 lines we have one of these as Inflapro fixed deposit. One can click this and it will take you to the input menu. The input menu, we can keep principal same as 1 lakh, period is 5 years 0 month 0 days, and interest is 7%, and it is quarterly compounded. And inflation protection, let us take it as 0% so that we get the conventional figures and we can submit it. You have to submit it twice. First time we get whether the maturity date is okay or not, check it, otherwise we change the inputs, and another time, next time you submit again. Now it will take you to the detailed menu of, this is payout table, and another one is audit table. Payout table is, we have first quarter to 20th quarter, there is for 5 years period, we have the interest payable is quarterly, therefore the interest is also compounded quarterly and payable quarterly. Now first quarter, it is 1750 and it is same throughout, and in the audit table we can see that interest earned is also 1750 per quarter and payout also same, identical, and balance is 1 lakh rupees, and this is throughout, it is the same, there is no change. And the maturity benefit after 5 years is the principal itself, that is 1 lakh, and the total interest paid would have been 35,000 rupees, and the graph is a flat of 1750 payout throughout. Let us see this in our PDF. So you have got this. To start with, the menu corresponding to inflation protection of fill up inflation protection as 0% here, so that we can view tables of conventional one. Principal is 1 lakh rupees, period 5 years, quarterly compounded, and suitable date, fill up the suitable date and submit 2 times. First time it verifies the maturity date, second time it takes to the table, payout table, and then the audit table. Also it has got a figure, and yield is 7.00%. Now let us go to inflation protection. Inflation protection is nothing but, Inflapro is nothing but inflation protected return on investment, and in current sample we consider an investment of FD at an applicable rate of 7% per annum quarterly compounded for a period of 5 years quarterly. Brief explanation of the above calculation page as follows. Payout table. This is conventional one. In case of conventional one, payout in all 20 quarters is at a uniform rate of 1750. We had discussed already about this, and total payout is 35,000 rupees in 5 years. Maturity benefit is the return of the principal, that is 1 lakh rupees itself. The annualized yield is 7%. Now let us see the calculation of with 10% inflation protection. Now go to the site, visit the site bnvenkat.com and click at Inflapro fixed deposit, and it will take you to a menu page. We fill up the figures and submit it twice. After submitting, it will take you to the payout table and audit table. Let us see this, how I am clicking it in live. Say bnvenkat.com home page and click Inflapro fixed deposit and fill up the particulars. 1 lakh is the principal, 5 years, period is 5 years, 0 years, and interest is 7% quarterly compounded, and inflation protection is 10%, and starting date is as your convenient date, and submit it. Check for the maturity date and again resubmit it. It will take you to the payout table as well as audit table, and there is a graph also. We'll discuss it in the PDF file. The same PDF file is available here. The first quarter, that is by end of October, see the scheme started at 31st July, and by 31st October the first quarter ends. At first quarter, rate of return is 5.559%. It is much lower than the given 7%, and payout is 1389.77. In the next quarter, it is the return is 10% more than per annum per the previous one. This calculates out to be 1424.51, and balance increases because we can see in the audit table for more details. Like this it continues, and in the 20th quarter it is 8.887%, which is 10% per annum more than the previous quarter, and the last quarter figure is 2221.76. In conventional one we have seen this figure to be 1750. For the just half of the term, that is for about 10 quarters, say here approximately more, for about 10 quarters, the run balance go on increasing because the rate of return provided is less than the 7% standard one, 7% conventional one. And subsequently, the return increases, but interest earned will be less than. We can see in the audit table, in the first 11 quarter it increases, from 12th quarter onwards it start decreasing it. The interest rate is 7.2936 through 7.30%, 7.29%, which is 1787.75 paisa. Interest earned is 1787 paisa, and whereas the payment is 1823, which is slightly more than the interest earned. That means over and above the interest, we start withdrawing the accrued balance, and by 20th quarter, that is 5th year, the interest is 1758, whereas the payout is 2221, and the balance, run balance comes out to 1 lakh rupees after a correction of adjustment of 12 paisa. It's 1 lakh. The hash total, that is total interest paid. The total interest that would have been paid with Inflapro option is 35,501. That is 501 rupees more than the conventional. We can see the graph starts at 1389.77 and goes on increasing, and at the 20th quarter it is 2221.76, that is 5th year, and yield now is 7.100%. It compared to 7% in the conventional scheme. Whatever I narrated is explained in the PDF file. The payout in the first quarter is 5.559%, and run balance is more than 1 lakh. That is, the principal of 1 lakh, and it is now 360 rupees more than that because we are accruing it. This 368, which was less taken in the first quarter, is added to the principal, and we get same 7% principal on this cumulative balance. The payout at second quarter is 10% more than the previous quarter, which is 5.689%, and of 1424.51, and run balance is 1 lakh 692 and it increases and so on. The audit table shows that in every quarter the interest earned is 7% per annum of the run balance. Compounded quarterly varies from quarter to quarter. During initial periods, the payout is less than the interest earned and unpaid interest is added to the principal and earns the same 7% rate of interest. There is inflation protection of 10% per annum to the first quarter payout of 1389.77. Continuation. The payout table shows that payout in 20th quarter, that is 5th year, is at the rate of 8.887% per annum, is 10% more than the previous quarter. Quarterly at 2221.76. Thus, run balance at the end of the term is 1 lakh rupees, the same as principal after allowing for adjustment of 12 paisa. The audit table shows that in every quarter the interest earned is 7% per annum and run balance and compounded quarterly varies from quarter to quarter. The payout in later part of the term is higher than the interest earned just because we withdrew excess figure from the accrued run balance. The total payout is 35,501, that is 501 rupees more than the conventional one. The maturity benefit is the return of the principal 1 lakh rupees and is same as conventional. The annualized yield is 7.100% as compared to 7% in the conventional. Points to remember. The interest stays the same as 7% on run balance in both conventional and Inflapro. The rate of return in Inflapro varies from 5.559% to 8.887 as against 7% of the conventional one. There is inflation protection at 10% per annum to the first quarter payout of 1389.77 and not on the uniform rate of 1750 of conventional uniform rate. To arrive at the starting rate of thus 5.559% requires a software as developed by the author. The author, N Venkataraman, will be too glad to such programming technique help as well as verification through Excel spreadsheet to any seeker free of cost without any royalty. Note, in case of monthly compounding, corresponding rate of interest equivalent to 7% per annum per quarter is 6.96% per annum per month. The author software also available for such conversions from month to year, etc. Dear Sats, kind attention Sri V. Vaidyanathan and MD and CEO and also other team members. I beg your pardon again and again for not viewing and making clarifications to my earlier tweet of September 2020 and reply for almost 2 years. The above article is my clarification with calculations for a more reasonable fixed deposit figure of current 7% interest scheme for 5 years with necessary PDF file link and try to give video links also in the spread of tweets. The menu is available in software for other suitable values as well. My contact address again repeated here. As of today, I am in Australia and returning to Pune by 7th October 2022 and will be extremely pleased to have personal meeting either at Pune, Mumbai or Chennai with you or your team. Looking forward for an appointment by 2nd week of October or at any later date of your convenience. Thanking you in anticipation, N Venkataraman. Now let me close it.